In 2020, the world lost more than 4.2 million hectares of tropical rainforest. That is larger than the size of Switzerland. One of the main reasons for this is the expansion of commodity agriculture, especially for products such as beef cattle, soy, palm oil, and cocoa.
Without tropical rainforest, our climate would hit substantially faster, and we would lose many species, including the ones that are important for medicinal use.
To prevent those negative impacts, companies that buy these types of products have promised to eliminate deforestation from their supply chains. They do this using a variety of tools such as certification, supplier codes of conduct, public-private partnerships, or industry agreements and moratoria. They're promising signs that this is starting to work and is helping to decrease the expansion of commodity-driven deforestation. However, this may have unintended negative consequences on smallholder farmers in their supply chains who may not be able to prove that they're following the rules. Or companies may pursue these zero deforestation goals by excluding smallholder farmers who are too difficult to monitor or change. In the palm oil sector, companies have used a variety of approaches to try to map their smallholder farmers in their supply chains or the villages that these farmers are coming from. Many of them have also rolled out supportive policies and programs to try to help farmers to gain land titles and to encourage them to preserve trees on their land. However, companies are still not monitoring deforestation by smallholders, which makes their supply chains inclusive, but may hide smaller scale forest clearing, which could exacerbate in the following years.
The issues in the cocoa sector are similar to the ones in palm oil. Consider the case of Ghana. Ghana is a country in West Africa who is the second largest producers in the world of cocoa beans. All the cocoa is produced by smallholder farmers. Farmland is scarce and much rainforest has been cleared. And what is left is heavily degraded too. Yet farmers still live in poverty. To preserve the farmers' livelihood, the government acts as a buyer of last resort. This means that all the cocoa is purchased, including the one coming from the forested areas. In this context, companies work with their farmers to increase their farmers' productivity and for them to plant trees on their farms in the hope to reduce pressure on forests and to restore the lost carbon stocks.
These questions are of particular concern right now because there's a number of legislative proposals on the table that would mandate that these companies have deforestation-free imports. A good example is the European Union.
That's right. And that's why we're working with these policymakers right now to make sure that this legislation doesn't just replicate the problems of the past. And that's why our group is conducting research through interviews and experiments across Indonesia, Brazil, Ghana, and the Ivory Coast, working with companies and local governments to test out new policies and programs to see if there are ways where you can actually transition farmers away from deforestation while leading to improved income and livelihoods through better agricultural practices like agroforestry. This research was funded by the National Science Foundation of Switzerland as well as the European Research Council. We hope that it'll help provide policymakers with relevant insights that can lead to a more equitable approach to ending deforestation in our food supply chains.